Well, I've been waiting all night for Wednesday night.
Wednesday, hey.
I got the crew all here, and they looking mighty nice.
All
Well,
right.
well, well.
So all I got to tell you is come on in the room.
Come on in the room.
On in the room. Come on in the room.
All right.
Oh,
Man.
got a little quiet going on here.
It feels feeling mighty nice, okay?
Feeling mighty nice.
I
Feeling
gotta be
mighty
careful
nice.
what I say about y'all. Y'all done already start singing.
Can't hold a note, but we're doing it.
That's okay. That's okay. Sound good to Jesus.
You know, I was just about to say, I was
Sound good to
getting me a
him.
little tune, and then I was gonna really mess y'all up there.
That's all right. Let the Lord use you.
I promise you, I'm excited about tonight, and I've been waiting for this kind of situation. You know how you just get geeked up and stuff, and you just ready. And I had talked so much last time. I said I was gonna I was gonna cut myself this time.
No, don't do that. Don't do
Oh,
that. We
yeah,
need your conversation.
I mean, I had kind of like I had took flight, and I didn't even know when to come back.
Because
But
it
that
was
was a touchy situation. It touched you. You felt that thing real deep down inside your soul.
Well, I'm gonna try not to touch that stuff
that's
this time.
okay. No,
No,
that's
it's
what we're here for. The
okay.
people need to see that.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
what
sure
I,
it
what
touched
I
them
want to
too.
do is I want to we got some this is a very passionate subject today that has been on my mind and my heart, and I just want to share. We're gonna share conversation and just to give I hope the crew want to do a real talk. Um First of all, I want us to introduce ourselves, and plus today I want us to do it different
okay.
because instead of us doing an icebreaker, every one of these ladies that sit here with me has a platform of their own. I'm excited about the fact that there are some ladies, and regardless of what you see, regardless of what you hear, the devil ain't got them all.
That's true.
And I got some ladies with me that has a platform, and they use their platform for something positive. Now, I want to put a pin in this because some people be telling me, is this a religious podcast? Is this or whatever? I want you to know we talk about everything.
Everything.
It's
Yes.
not no one particular thing, and I don't like getting into religion because
Yeah.
everybody has their own. It's you have to come into your own self,
That's right.
and whatever
right.
you stands on, baby, stand on it.
Right.
Right.
But I think that this is a type of a cake, and I tell it to my children that life ought to be about a cake, and you ought to cut a piece of it every now and then. Cut a piece of joy, cut a piece of spiritual, cut a piece of emotion, cut a piece of physical.
Yes.
You ought to have a well-balanced life. And that's what I know I am. A lot of people can't understand it, but I don't look for them to understand it.
All right.
It don't matter.
That's
So
right.
what I want to do tonight, I want these ladies, for you to hear them and see the platforms that they have and be excited like I am, that we still got some people that trying to do something positive in a world that's so mixed up, in a world that does not care. Um, I have 3 children. I have 1 boy and 1 son and 2 daughters. And I have a group called Sister Supporting Sisters. This group, we meet once monthly, and we do a little bit of everything. And the thing that I love most, we give money to charities. But what I really love most is I bring some senior citizens out and let them know that we stand on their shoulders.
Yeah.
If it had not been for them, it had not been for the road that they treaded before me,
Yes.
I would not be the person that I am. And sometimes, they get pushed aside. That song says sometimes when you get old and your peoples will treat you like that, and they will push you on the side. I want the older peoples and the senior citizens that's just above me, that baby, trust me, you still got it.
Yes.
And you still worth.
Yes.
And if it ain't good for nothing, I would go and tell a story about the wood, but I said I wasn't gonna do that.
Don't do it.
Tell the story. Tell the story.
Because I want us time definitely to touch on this family because it's gonna be way more than an hour.
Okay.
And then not only that, we got something about forgiving. But but this group is a really passionate, and what I love about the group the most is they love me.
Yes, we do.
All right.
Yeah, I know
That's
they
what
do.
you love
I
best.
know,
We do.
I know they love me. They love me, and sometimes I ask myself, "How come?" But they love me, and I appreciate
You're
that.
lovable. That's
Yes,
why.
you are.
So I'm grateful to that, and that group we meet, and I am so grateful to that. But I want to hear. I'm gonna tell this one thing, and then we're gonna go forward. There was a missionary and a native man that was going through the jungle, and while they was in the jungle,
Mhm.
the native man he shot a gun, and he said, "I killed a snake." The missionary said, "I didn't see no snake. Where was the snake at?" So the missionary kept walking with the native. The native got a little bit farther. He pulled the man and said, "You know what? You didn't see that leopard." He said, "Man." So they got a little farther by the end, and he said, "How come you saw it? And I never saw none of these things." He said, "Because I've been in the jungle long enough. I can
Ah,
recognize stuff. I
yeah.
know stuff. I see stuff." So I said that to say this. I recognize when people get love. I can know
Right.
love when I see it. I
Come
know
on.
compassion when I see
Come
it.
Come on
no,
now.
I know when people care about you and it's real and
And
Yes.
it's
legitimate.
real.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I've been in this
Genuine.
jungle long enough to know some stuff.
All
That's
right.
right.
It ain't because I'm smart.
Oh, yeah.
I just been in the jungle a little longer.
the
So I want these ladies to tell you about their platform. Tell them about them. Give us a little bit of them. And then we're going to go into what done happened to the families of today.
Okay.
All right. Well, hello. My name is Tempest, and I am a mother of three. I have two girls as well and one boy. In reference to my platforms, you can follow me on Facebook at Tempest Marsall. On Instagram, you can follow me on TB Loving God. That's TB Loving God. You also can find me at Strengthen You Creations, and that's the word strength, the letter N, letter U, Creations. That's my t-shirt brand. You can follow me there as well as Strengthen You Creations Instagram for that as well.
All right. All right. All right. This is Luanda. I'm back. Well, for me, I have a ministry called God's in Charge Ministry, and this it's a new ministry. Whereas I go into the senior citizen homes and assist the senior citizens. I have a couple that I talk to on a regular that I even prepare meals for and things of that nature. And I'm working on a project called Do Tell Ministry under the God's in Charge Ministry, where we talk about life, we talk about the spiritual portions. We talk about everything, and it's for people to take in what they want and leave out what they don't.
Mhm.
But it's a ministry that's on the rise right now. I'm just getting it started, but you can reach me on TikTok at LaWanda Johnson, where I put out some prayers and some encouragement. LJ Hopper, or LJ Hopper at Facebook, and Instagram is LJ Hopper or Lawanda J Hopper. My name is all over there. Or you look for Brown Sugar, BROWNSHUGGA, and you will find me.
Mhm.
Brown Sugar it is. Bubbling Brown Sugar is my platform on Facebook for short stories as well. So you can find me all
You
over
all
the
over the
social
place.
media. All right.
Wow. I told you that y'all, they even sold some stuff I didn't even know. That's what I'm talking about. When you out there doing stuff and you're passionate about what you do, there is so much love in it. Before we get started talking about the family, I just want to recap a couple of things that we did on last week. We talked about the shacking versus the marriage, and we ain't gonna get into it, but it was one thing that I wanted to just touch base on, which I know everything trickle downs to the children's. And when I was listening to Cam Newton, which is a NFL retired football player, and he was on an interview and he said, "I have 8 children and I want 10
Mm.
by 4 different women's." And I said to myself,
Ah.
and everybody that talks said, "Oh man, they all gonna be taken care of. They gonna have this." I say, that's one of our biggest faults now. Because it's not about money all the time.
Nope.
Right.
How much energy do we put into
Mhm.
depositing into their life?
Yes.
That's right.
Being with them, knowing them.
Yes.
Sometimes it's not even the money that really makes the biggest difference. Sometimes it's the
No.
fact of the time
The
that you
time,
share.
yes.
And you got
Yes.
8 children and all of them by different women.
Right.
Spreading
No.
yourself
Yeah.
thin.
It's
and
thin.
Very thin.
very thin.
Somebody getting left out.
And
Yeah.
I'm a witness to it
Yeah.
firsthand. So I know.
Yeah.
I got 20 grandchildren, and I'm not ashamed of it, but it stretches.
It stretches.
It stretches.
And that's why I say sometimes when you're doing all of this stuff and enjoying what you're doing, you got to think about who else is involved in
That's
it, because
right.
it's not all
Right.
about you.
It's all about
And that was one of the things. And then we touched on the thing about about should you stay with somebody and just because of the children's. And I thought about that because I remember a man who was a bus driver, and he stayed with his children. He said his children was doing so good and he didn't want to interrupt it. Sometimes your children is your life.
Yeah, that's
Sometimes your
true.
children is your happiness.
Yeah.
Sometimes this is what your draws you. So in the midst of everything, I just want to let everybody know there, each one of us, and this gonna be something too. And it just came on my mind that I want us to talk about one day. Do everybody have a conscience?
Oh wow.
Oh, I know that's deep right there.
Yeah,
That's
that's deep.
deep.
That's deep. I promise you,
That's deep.
we gon' and we, who knows, we might get a chance to hit it. But I have a friend, and I said I'm gonna try not to call his name, but when he got through talking to me, I said, "You mess around, I'll call your name out. Don't be playing with me." But whenever when what I am, it hurts me to see where families have gotten. And tonight, I just want us to talk a little bit about how we gotten here. What do you think the cost to us to get it back? I got a friend. He has like 7 or 8 brothers and sisters, and they are so divided. And you know, they say a house that divided shall not stand. So if you have all of these families and you don't talk to this set of sisters, and you don't talk, even, you know, when you go to funerals, one sitting on one side of the church, one sitting on another side, you've got mothers against daughters and fathers against sons, and
Yep.
and you got all of this stuff that's going on in families.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me where do we get here, and what do you think the solution to some of this?
Wow.
I think we got how we got here is for one the enemy, right? The devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy.
Yeah.
So he's coming to kill families, to destroy families, right? To break the families up, because when you come together as a family, there's unity, right? But the devil comes to bring division. And I think what's happening is there's no God in the home. Now, I'm not saying that, you got to believe in what I believe, but there's no God in the home. There's no faith in the homes. People nowadays just doing what they doing. I think too, with our culture, a lot of our men are incarcerated, or they're not here anymore.
Mm.
You got a lot of people who just cheating and committing adultery. If you are married, again, kind of going back to what we talked about last week, people are not vowing or holding on to marriages now. They just running, right? Or if they are holding on, they're dipping and dabbing. So right then and there, when you give the devil a crack, he gonna open the door. So once that door opens, you're opening the door for the enemy to come in and just take full control of everything. If he gets the head, then it's trickling down, whereas the family, follows the head. So if you the man and you the head of the house, and the devil got you just doing any and everything, then it messes up the family, right? And then
Go ahead.
and then and just say if you're not married, but you a single mom, we got a lot of single parents out here, a lot of single mothers trying to hold down the job, trying to take care of the kids, trying to keep the kid in some sports and keep them active, trying to juggle so much. And sometimes she just can't do it all. You can be working 10-hour shifts, and then you thinking your kid at school, but your kid ain't at school. Your kid might have started getting out, hanging out on the street, and you doing the best that you can. And so I think, me, honestly, I just feel like there's no prayer in the homes. We're not believing in God. And I mean, like I said, the enemy just taking full control, and people, we got to get to a point to where we don't communicate with each other. You got social media. A lot of people caught up. We can be sitting in the same house, and you in your room and I'm in my room, and kid in that room, everybody in social media, everybody in their phones. We're not coming together as family no more like they used to do back in the day.
Me personally, I don't agree that there's not prayer in the house. I know I prayed all day, every day in my household, and my son still had a lot of children.
That's true.
So I believe that you can pray and you can do everything, but as a child grows up, they go into their own mind and their own mindset. And sometimes when they get a hold of friends and people around them, they get groomed. They get groomed by older people. And then I see some parents allow their children to have their girlfriends and their boyfriends laying up in the bed at home. They forget their values. I can say that some parents forget the values in the home, but I feel like as a generation, as the children grew up and things start changing and older people start saying, I don't want to do that. I haven't seen a lot of people say, I don't want to do social media. I don't want to do this. And we came from whatever that Mars, whatever that little program was. It was just regular internet services, and then it grew a lot. And it's scary to a lot of parents. It's very scary to go on there and find out what's happening. We're not following behind them. So the streets began to raise our children. The social media began to raise our children. And when they become of age, and because everything looks so glamorous, and they could be the most saved kids in the world.
True.
It only takes one influence to change everything, one experiment to change everything. And so sometimes they're experimenting and they're falling apart. And once we get an agreement with whatever it is that they're doing out there, that's when we open up the door. We still have to keep our values. We still have to keep our respect. And even to this day, I dare them kids to start cussing in front of me like we buddies.
Right.
We ain't
No, we're
buddies.
not buddies.
Parents become their children's buddies, their friends. Or I let them do this in the house because I don't want them to do it in the street. And all that. We can't do that. We shied away from discipline.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. We've shied away from discipline because the world said if you hit your children or you discipline them in a certain way, you're doing abuse. Well, then what do you think the streets doing?
Right.
They're abusing them too.
Right.
What do you think these older people doing? They're grooming them, or not just older people, classmates. I never seen so much, and I'm not homophobic or any of that, but I've never seen so much same sex at a young age in my whole entire life.
Yeah.
But it's just out there and it's normal now. It's considered normal. We made everything that look good or feel good become normal when it's really not all that normal.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel. And you that's looking on Facebook, if you have a question or a comment, please let us know. Please chime in because we need your support.
Yes.
And we want to know what you feel about this and what you're thinking about this. How do you feel and how do we get away from the families? Okay.
Well, if you have, I just can't. But to me, I know we came up in a two bedroom house, and it was seven of us, and that didn't even include the mom and daddy. So they had one bedroom, and people could sleep at one. 4 and 5 people was in one bed sleeping, and ain't nobody complaining, ain't nobody worried. Well, nobody can. They made pallets on the floor, then nobody care.
We did.
Now they got bedroom. Everybody got a bedroom, and ain't nobody talking to nobody.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that somewhere we have to take a lot of the fault because we didn't want our children to come up like we came up. And the problem is, when we look back, wasn't nothing wrong with how we came up. But we thought that was something wrong with it, and we started giving our children what we didn't have. Or I had a friend of mine, an older gentleman. He said he would take his lunch to work, and he would have he couldn't even buy a pop to go with the sandwich he took to work, trying to send his kids to school. And he sent his kids to school, and they all got college and stuff. And then they all came out and they went and got on drugs. And he said it hurted him, and that all his sacrifices went wasted. So, I mean, even with all of the stuff that's going on and what's happening, tell me, how is it the home? Because you can take prayer out to school, you can take prayer even out the church, but what happened to your home?
Yeah.
It was a time when your home, when you came in there, I don't care. The line says 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Where your children's at.
Yeah.
The street lights.
And when the street light came on, where when I look out, I better see you.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that just had changed.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I definitely don't know how to get it back. But it's just, I just look at them now and I shake my head.
one of the things we
Yeah.
got to stop being is afraid to tell our kids the truth. We got to quit being afraid to speak to them. A lot of times parents are afraid. Well, if I tell Molly this, then Molly going to be mad, and then Molly ain't going
Well,
to talk to
she
me.
just
Molly
gonna be
might run
mad.
away. And I'm just using Molly. I don't know nobody named Molly.
Right. Right. I gotta say that.
Uh,
Yeah.
But Molly might run away and all that other kind of stuff. We need to tell our kids the truth.
That's
If
right.
you know you don't like it, you know they're not dressing right, if you know they're not speaking right,
Right.
you need to tell them before
You gotta
somebody
tell
else
them.
in the
That's
street
right.
tell them. But we afraid to tell our kids because of what they gonna feel. But we let them go out there and get embarrassed. We go and let them go out there in the world talk about them, and we don't say nothing. You know, because somebody they're gonna hurt their feelings.
One
Well,
of the
I
young
don't care about
ladies,
hurting nobody's feelings. I'm gonna tell you the truth.
one of the young girl, ladies told me today. She said, "Well, I don't know why that old peoples are so messy."
Mm.
I said, "Well, I don't know why young people are so disrespectful."
That's it.
Yes.
So I mean, but it's amazing how everybody can see somebody else's fault, but don't see their own
Don't see
fault.
their
Right,
own.
right.
Now, when it comes to the home, it's like I would dare you to stand in front of grown people's talking. You didn't
Oh,
stand up and
no.
no
Yeah.
grown to conversation.
That's true.
No, no,
You know
no,
what I'm saying?
no.
All of this stuff that you and as old as me and my family is, my mother and father never once heard us cuss in front of her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never. And both of them smoke, and none of us did. So don't
Mm.
tell me that's that
That
generation.
That
That's
generation
That's
thing.
bad. No,
Yeah.
there are some stuff that you do
Mhm.
because you want to do.
Because
That's
you
true.
want to do. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. They
That's
get their
true. It's
own-
because you want it. Right. It's because you
But
want
I
to
do
do it.
Their
agree with
own
one thing.
mindset.
Right. It's because
I
you
do
want to
agree
do
with
it.
one thing you guys said, because I was telling somebody there is a thing where older people probably could have did it, probably would have did it,
Mhm.
but they figured if I put a crack in the door,
Yeah.
they coming through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all you need now, baby, is a crack.
A
It's a
crack.
And when you get that crack,
Mm-hmm.
they gonna bust
Mhm.
that
They
door
gonna bust
down.
it open.
So your best out, don't give them no crack.
Don't give them no
Don't
crack.
give them no
No,
crack.
no,
Don't give them no crack.
Don't give them no
You
room
gotta
to
bring
wiggle
Medea
in.
back.
That's
Whoa.
right.
Honestly, that stuff is still
Yeah.
works.
It works. It
It
works. They need to try it.
And I want to say to you, like you
But
said,
see, it
oh,
got so bad now that they don't know how to separate the abuse from the
that's,
discipline.
that's what I was
it.
going to say. We still, I know they say, it's against the law to not beat, but whoop your kids and all this and that. But you think about it, if we don't train our kids at home and then they go out there in the street and get to acting like a bunch of clowns, what's going to happen? They going to get arrested. They might get beat down by the cops. Not saying all cops is bad, so please don't take it that way. But I'm saying they get beat down, right? Then they end up in jail. And guess what? They getting treated wrong in jail. But if I was able to continue to discipline my kid like I was before you call yourself making these laws, then maybe they wouldn't be so wild and rowdy.
Right.
But at the same time, honey, you could tell me don't beat them if you. I mean, I'm not gonna beat them. Let me stop saying beat. I don't want nobody to think I beat my children because I don't. No. But I'm saying whoop them children, spank them children, whatever. We still got to take control in our household.
Yeah.
We can't let the law tell us how to run our family, how to run our home.
Yeah, but when you see some of these young kids, and I sees it, they walking down the street talking to their kids like you little
Yeah.
I mean,
a lot
some of this stuff is like, come on now.
Yeah. It's really sad.
This little beat
it's sad. Yeah.
Yeah. Getting
We
on
gotta
my
watch how we talk to them kids. Like, but see, that's what happens. If you ain't doing right by them, of course they gonna grow up and then they gonna do the same thing. So now it's a repeated cycle. It's
I
just
don't know
going
about
on
that.
and on. I'm saying sometimes. This is not all the time, but it's
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah,
It's
I
not all
agree.
the time. Yeah, because I know when I was growing up, I used to get some whoopings.
Yeah,
I used to have to go get the switch. And you sit back and think about it. How in the world is it that you making me go get the
Go get what
switch
they
to
gon-
get to so you can whoop me
Yes,
with?
ma'am.
You better not get that
Like
that
that
little
didn't
one.
make sense. So now I would say that's one thing I said. Now when I have kids, I'm never gonna do my kids like
See,
that.
there you
And
go.
some things I didn't.
Uh-huh.
Some things that did happen to me, I didn't do to my children. You know what I'm saying? Because it tormented me.
Yeah.
Certain things.
You look okay to me.
I turned
Okay.
out okay. I will
Yeah, I
say
mean,
that.
I have never,
But
I've never been, I never was a cook. My husband did all the cooking. And so when we parted and the kids had to eat, I gave them pork and beans and hot dogs. And then they would tell me, Mama, you abused us because we didn't eat. I ain't seen nothing wrong with y'all. Y'all look fat and healthy to me. and you survive.
You survive off them
Baby, don't
peppermints
you
and
know
hot
it didn't
dogs.
matter? You know that's a problem now. We giving kids all this stuff that they want.
Yeah.
Don't you realize? I ain't gonna say what them old people say. All you need to do is make up.
That's it.
That's it. And when you get through that, if you put down what they eat, oh baby, you gonna eat it.
You gonna eat what's put before you, and you going to bed hungry.
Yes, ma'am.
And like they be saying, oh, I can't send my baby hungry, but he'll eat. You figure it out.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not with y'all on that one.
I know it.
Not nowadays. Because if I don't like that, I'm not gonna eat it. And I'm not gonna
But
say
that's
if my
you.
baby say
That's
he don't
you,
want.
yeah.
Okay, no, you don't have
So
to
you-
eat it. What you gonna eat, baby? That's me.
Oh, you
I
one
do
of
do
them.
that. I'm
Potato.
one of them. Oh yeah, I do it to my kids, my grandkids. Don't I,
Yeah.
y'all? My kids listen. Don't I do that?
Yeah.
But
Not
I mean,
mine. Well,
in
I
my
ain't got
house,
nothing there.
let me say, in my house, we'll eat 3 different meals because this person like that, this person
Oh.
like that, and
Yeah,
this
you
person like
one
this.
of them ones we be
Yeah.
talking about.
And see, me personally, I don't eat everything because I'm vegetarian. So it's certain things I don't eat. So my meal is gonna be different. But then when it comes to the kids or grandkids, one might say, yeah.
No,
So
ain't nobody
we
eating
do
in
a
my
few
house.
different things in
Well,
the house. I
baby,
will
if
say
I'm
that.
a vegetarian, every one of my kids gonna be a vegetarian. You is no way I'm finna sit up here and try to pick and choose some meals.
Let me tell you, my daughter, she didn't like to eat everything, and so I put the food on the plate, and she'll spread it all out like she ate it, and then start doing this and go to sleep. And when she wake up, it's back together.
Back together.
Yeah, that's all we got. We
Yeah,
got nothing
you're
else.
gonna have to eat it.
Because
or
you
you're
know
gonna be
what,
hungry.
one thing we didn't have, we don't have to eat breakfast foods at breakfast. We're gonna eat whatever we
Yeah,
got
we do
at
that.
that time.
Mhm.
We gonna do that, but everybody ain't gonna get no different this and different that because
No.
it don't stretch like that. You're gonna eat what's up there, or you're gonna wait till tomorrow when the next meal get on the table, and then you'll try it again. That's just how we gonna do this.
Ooh, I'm
And-
glad I wasn't raised in y'all house.
And you know what? And there even there was and what you see now is kids going in their room and locking their door.
Yes,
Yep.
I wish
With
I
their
wish
food.
you would lock
With
a
the
door in
food.
my house.
Really?
What?
Oh, child.
Yeah.
Don't look at me like that. I used to lock the door.
You don't no door get locked in my house until you get some papers
Sometime
in
I
your name,
did.
some leases in your name,
Yeah.
some bills in your name. Then you start locking. Until then,
You're right. I guess you're right.
no, everybody. But that's what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
That's
Everybody's
what this
different,
whole
yeah.
thing is.
That is.
Everybody is different.
Everybody is different.
And
Yeah.
you can be done dotted all the I's and cross all the T's.
That's so
and
true.
your kids still
Yeah,
is crazy.
that's true.
Yeah.
But you are right. Like I
mean-
know people who raise their kids, like we say, even in the church. You raised in the church, the mama in the church, the grandma in the church, everybody in the church. That kid, went to school, finished school, but then you ended up selling drugs. And it's like, wait a minute, what happened? So really, like we said earlier, it's really to each his own. Once them kids become of age, I think too, sometimes they feel like, well, my mama sheltered me and she didn't let me do
Oh
this.
yeah.
I couldn't play with my friends. I couldn't go out. I couldn't do this. So then when they get to that point, so it's like, well, I'm free. I'm finna do whatever I want to do. And unfortunately, they start dipping and dabbing and stuff that they wish they hadn't.
Monique says a lot of these kids nowadays are disrespectful.
They are, Monique.
Boys, you have parents who act like they are their kids'
Yep.
friend instead of their parent of being a parent. That is absolutely true. Yeah, it said because you haven't. Yeah, a lot of kids are disrespectful.
Yeah.
They are. They can lock the door, but but to believe in still gonna be in your they can lock the door, but you better believe
I'm
I'm
still being
in
your
their
business. And that's true.
Yeah.
Still being
Yeah,
your
that is
business.
absolutely true. Both of those statements are true.
Yeah.
And a lot of kids are disrespectful. And I think that goes back to what Laverne said, that the mothers and fathers cussing at them like they equals.
Yeah.
You talking to them like you talking to your best buddy on the
Right.
street. And there's a 2-year-old,
can't do that.
3-year-old, and this is all they hear. And then when they hear their babies cussing, when they hear their babies being disrespectful, you know what? They film it and laugh at it. Like it's funny.
like it's funny.
Like it's a
And
joke.
there's nothing funny
It's
about
not
that.
a joke.
Yeah, that right there is embarrassing. And that just looked real stupid
But
to
the
me.
thing-
Honestly, it just looked dumb.
But the thing is, they don't get embarrassed until they get older and embarrass them. When they're young and they doing that stuff, they think it's
funny.
really cute.
Yeah.
Oh, look at Boo Boo. Boo Boo just said the B word and she
Right.
just cussed you out and all that stuff. Boo Boo about to get knocked out now. You need to tell them, but and when they get older, and then you go on the streets and you do this cussing or just toughness, not even cursing, but just being tough in the streets. You can't handle it because you ain't never taught them nothing about the street.
Right.
They don't know about the street life. They just know about how wild you are at home.
Yep. And now they driving you crazy because you never disciplined them.
Yep.
But I want to say to all of you all who are listening out there, you guys, I thank you all for chiming in, but you also can call in with your questions. So I'm going to give you this phone number, okay? It is 708-223-8953. Again, that's 708-223-8953. Call in and talk to us and let us know where you're calling from. Thank you.
All right.
You know, the crazy thing that I think about brothers and sisters and stuff and even cousins who can stay in the same house, sleep in the same bed, eat the same food, got the same mother and father. And then you get to a point, what can get so bad? What can get so out of hand that you can't mend it? You can let it go on for years and years and years.
Yeah.
I'm not talking to my brother. I'm not talking. They dead to me. I ain't got nothing to do with them. How can you? Do you know, I tell my kids, and I say this to everybody, not only my children's, the one thing that you had no control of, you could not pick, you couldn't analyze it, you could not claim it. God did it.
Yeah.
He joined you together.
Your whole
And everything
family,
he did, he said it was good.
Yeah.
So now what you do, if you believe anything, you ought to say, you know what? I'm going to try to hold on to what I got.
Yeah.
Because when he gave it to me, it's a whole, I'd be saying my kids all the time, they probably wished I wasn't their mama. But, but I am.
I feel you.
Yeah, you know, and if they tell me, yeah, mama, sometimes we wish you were. Yeah, sometimes I wish you wasn't. So it worked both ways. You know,
But guess what? God put us together.
He put us together.
So,
we
hey,
stuck.
We stuck now, baby.
We stuck.
Yes,
and
we
you
stuck.
have to believe that it's for a reason. And it's for the divine reason.
Yes.
And I tell my kids, if you want something to be right, you bless what he has given you.
Come on.
And when you bless what he given you, he knows how to bless you.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
Do
That's
it right.
Yes.
He'll bless you right. You have to be in line.
Mm-hmm.
We got too many things. I'm telling you, and it hurts me to see families in the situation they in now. Oh, I don't talk to him like that. Oh, I don't kick it with them like that.
Thank you, Tasha.
No. And if you are the bigger one, you are the bear the infirmity of the weak.
Wicked.
Yeah.
If you the one that's got it together, if you the one stronger,
Come
if
on
you
now.
I said I wasn't gonna.
That's
Go
okay.
ahead. Go there. Take
Come
us
on
there.
now, because
Take
you're
us
speaking
there.
the truth.
No,
You're
no.
speaking the truth.
I just
Come on now.
No, I want you guys to come up.
But
You're absolutely
so
right.
the question is this: the question about the stranger. How can you feel? How can you?
You can add all that together because at some point, all of this family stuff is I don't know how you make y'all feel, but it hurts me when you tell me that family is dead to me and blood don't mean nothing to me. Don't you know that to ignore the fact don't change it? You can ignore the fact that I'm your mama, but it ain't gonna change it.
It ain't gonna change.
I don't care how many mamas you call. You and
Right.
my kids do. They got a lot of people that they love and they call mama.
Yeah.
But in the end of the day, baby, I know who the real mama is.
Yeah.
Come
So
on
when
now.
the real mama stand
I'm
up,
real
I know who
mama.
it is. So ain't nothing wrong with you having love and having
That's
a
true.
relationship and having people's care. I got a lot of people that call me mama, and I feel entitled if they can call me that, and I don't deserve to be called that.
Yes.
It is something that people can call you that, and you
Yeah.
can feel because you don't put mother on everybody's name.
That's
No,
right.
Oh no, you're not gonna put that title on everybody. So if you have earned that title, people like I'm be calling me. No, I call me that. If that title, I appreciate it.
T said, T Rice said, you gotta put them hands on them early before they get out of control. She went back to
I
the other
agree.
question for them kids. Don't wait till they get old before you put the
I
hands
agree.
on them. But you know what?
Set your standards early.
You
and
do.
then when you can tell them, because I know some people say, well, you know what, you cuss, and sometimes they don't hear you till you cuss.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes you can be talking to your children. I know for a fact they know when your voice done change.
They know when that
They
voice
know when your voice
Oh, yes,
change.
they
You
They know when that voice change.
Like I take you say, take that garbage out, honey, and then
Come on now.
then you come back. Honey,
Ooh, child.
you not told you to take the garbage out.
Mhm, mhm.
Now next time, now did not tell you.
Come on.
Yeah. Now you man like she get
That's
mad.
how I have to do my
Man,
son
ain't even
sometimes.
that serious. You ain't got to go there like that. Oh yeah, it's that serious and something serious.
Okay, Monique
That's what my son had to be telling me. I'm like, it is that serious.
Yeah,
You didn't
it ain't
listen to
that
me when I
serious.
was trying to be sweet
Baby,
and
I
kind.
told them that stress kills, and it'll kill
Yes.
you if you don't get it out.
Ain't
So
gonna
when
kill
they
me.
do wrong, you better get it out of you.
Monique said that most families don't know how to talk out their issues. They
That's true.
sweep it under the rug like it never happened. And the pride being the way that they won't apologize for their wrongdoings. That is a good one, and that is absolutely true.
That
a lot
is
of times
good.
we don't know how to talk out our emotions,
That's right.
and we just that happened to you. We're not gonna talk about that. We're gonna sweep that under the rug. We're gonna leave it right there, and because we got too much pride to be embarrassed,
That's it.
we got too
That's
much
it.
pride to say we got
Nobody
emotions
want-
and be
nobody-
Yep.
transparent.
Nobody want to be the it make them feel small, or
Yeah, they don't
I
wanna be
don't want to be
Yeah.
a whole lot of
It's-
garbage.
That pride is real. That
you-
is real
If
because
it takes,
yeah,
they said,
that's
would
real.
you apologize and you did nothing wrong?
I would.
I would too. Ain't nothing wrong with giving up the right for the
I
wrong
would.
sometimes.
I would.
If it, oh,
Wait a minute now. You saying apologize when you ain't did nothing wrong?
Yeah, I would, especially for somebody I love, and I just don't want that animosity or that
it's
stress
happening every day.
or division between us.
Mhm.
Whether and if it's going to make them feel better, I apologize. I
Mhm.
apologize. I would. I do that
Because
because
sometimes,
I ain't do it, so I really don't
Okay.
have nothing to feel guilty about.
and not only that, sometimes you can hurt somebody and not even know you hurted them.
Right.
It can be something where, but now if I hurted you and I didn't know it, if we're strong enough, you're supposed to come to me. Now,
That's
you
right.
could have did that different.
That's
Right.
We could have said that a little bit different.
Yeah.
Right.
You could have come to me a little different.
Yeah.
And then I might have said, you know what? Now that I think about
Mhm.
it, maybe I could have did
Right.
that different.
Uh-huh.
Because sometimes you don't realize,
You
like
don't
you said,
realize
you
it.
don't you hurt somebody. It could be unintentional, of course. You know,
Yes.
it's like, oh my bad, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't even know I was, I
didn't
was
even know I was
doing that, or I
doing
was
it.
making you feel that way. But right, if you don't say nothing, and a lot of times that's what happened. People don't say anything. You carry it, and then it builds. It builds and it builds and it builds. And then at one time that person say something, then you just explode. And that person looking at you like, wait, what happened? Like, how we get here? Like, what I do? And then they start telling you. So you're right. You need to, when somebody offends you, you should be man or woman enough to say, you know what? I didn't like the way you made me feel.
So I'm gonna ask you this again. What about if you feel like you didn't do nothing? Are you gonna apologize? Because you had a stumbling block over there when we was talking about it. Well,
Maybe so.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it.
Yeah,
I think I've apologized when I ain't did nothing wrong.
She
Okay.
ain't gonna do it.
That's okay.
She ain't gonna do
God
it.
help me. I think I have, because I'm a sweetheart. I'm gonna be honest with you. I really like to keep peace. I'm not like I like to keep peace.
Mhm.
So sometimes you might have to, say you sorry or yeah, I guess.
I don't like division either.
I don't like division. I don't. I like unity
But
and
what it
love
needs to be
and
did, it
peace.
needs to be addressed early.
That's true.
Because when it marinates and sets still and it idle, it don't do nothing but get worse and
It
worse.
get worse.
And then this the part that hurts me even more, because where you feel, and if you're feeling like that with your brother and the childrens are involved, that stuff. Well, I tell my children that stay, don't let them get in grown folks' business. Do you know your children just sitting there? And if I look upside my uncle head and I know you done did my uncle wrong, I'm gonna be looking upside your head, kind of twisted.
That's true.
And next thing you know, that same hostility is now done moved down to your children, and now
You're
down
right.
to your children's children.
You're
and
right.
they don't have no sense of how to handle stuff.
Yeah.
Now you ain't doing nothing but the developing a whole lot of family mess.
That's
A
true.
whole lot of it and everything. But sometimes even telling the truth can bring division. You know that, right? When even if you're not meaning to hurt them, but you're saying this didn't go well for you, or telling them even when you're in somebody's relationship or something, just telling the truth to a family member, they can stop speaking to you for years. So now you got to decide: do you speak up and tell the truth, or do you just keep things to yourself? In order to keep the peace, or in order to keep that relationship flowing, because just like you said, I'm looking upside your head for my uncle and all that other stuff. Sometimes you just can't say nothing.
Yeah.
You just got to keep it to yourself.
But it's
Well, I
one
want to
thing-
say what my daughter, she said people don't like to take accountability. So
You
that's
got
a
a
bit.
very smart daughter.
Girl, Tasha, you heard that? Look, I raised her too. I raised her well.
She gotta eat what she
I
wanted.
raised you well. Then I Tasha.
She let her eat what she want and lock them doors. That's
I tell you, I
it.
raised up my baby right. And yeah, but
I still
people
say,
don't. Yeah,
you. He said because the truth is what will set you
it will
free.
set you free.
And now it depends on. And this is the one thing you have to come into account with it.
Mhm.
Now, when you're trying to tell somebody the truth, who are they to you?
And
Because
Mhm.
now, safe as this is somebody that you got to see all the time. This
Yeah.
somebody you got to be in a circle all the time. Oh, you don't want to be in no circle with nobody where there's hostility.
That's
Yeah.
true.
But now, if this somebody you saw one time and you probably never ever gonna see him no more, dude,
Let me
kick
tell-
bricks.
yeah.
I'm not finna try to, it's some things that you got to say, some things is worth restoring. Some
Yeah.
Oh,
stuff
yes.
is worth keeping intact.
Yes.
But it may be something that was just an isolated person that, you know what, I'm sorry and move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's somebody that you love and you know they family, first cousins, second cousins.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
And then
Fix
motives behind it. What is your motive?
That's true.
Are you telling me the truth? Are you talking to me because you want to, or because you got one up on me? What is your motives? Because all of that brings division in family. Because spirit begets spirit.
Yeah.
I feel you. Do you know how they say? I feel you, man. I mean, we really feel
We
each
feel
other.
it. Yeah.
And we
feel it.
know that if it's a negative motive behind things, it's not right. So yeah, it's hard when you have family. I thank God I had 9 brothers and sisters, all of us together by my mom, but it's more than that with my dad. However, I don't care. We fall out. We get to the point
Fix
that we don't want to talk or whatever, but it's only for a moment.
Yeah.
moment.
Because when one is in need, we all in need. We gonna be there for one another. So
That's good.
I'm grateful that my mom taught us that and everything like that. Yeah.
But even if there is division, people can forgive strangers and they won't forgive
That
family.
is
Yeah.
true, ain't it?
Yeah, I mean, you can get a
That's so
stranger and they'll
true.
forgive them, they'll move on, and it could be your family member that did something, said something, dated your boyfriend, and you
Yeah.
talking to the boyfriend,
But
and you
don't be
ain't
talking to the family.
and they
Yeah,
talking to the
and
Yeah,
family.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, what sense do that make?
But I
Yeah.
think too, when it comes to you forgiving a stranger before you forgive a family member, to me, I feel like okay, this is a stranger, right? You a stranger, okay, I forgive you. But my family, you look at the family as like you, my family. I don't look for you to hurt me. You know what I'm saying? I look for you to care for me. I look for you to love me. I look for you to be there for me. I look for you to have my back and not hurt me.
Right.
So because you are my family, like I put my all into you, right? We family. We supposed to be like this, regardless. We might have our differences, but if you do something to tear me up, to tear me apart, or hurt me, that's a hard thing to bounce back from
because it's your family.
because it's my family. But you a stranger,
I
a
hear
stranger
you.
is a stranger. Like, okay, yeah, I forgive you because
I ain't gotta see you
I
no
guess
more.
I ain't got to see you no
Ain't in
more.
that circle.
And I
Mhm.
don't look for you as a stranger to love me like I look for my family to love me. I don't look for I mean a stranger, you gonna do you, whatever it is, what it is. But my family, like, no, I don't look for you to hurt me.
To me, that should be an even more reason why I can forgive the family opposed than a stranger.
'Cause you love them.
Because this is somebody in my circle. This is somebody I got to be with. This somebody I got to keep talking to. This somebody that I know, regardless what the fact is, you still my family.
Right.
Yeah.
But I didn't say you don't forgive. Sometimes it take a while to forgive. Like me
But it take
personally,
a stranger
it's
just a little
it's
while.
well, it all depends. Sometimes like you said, you ain't even got to deal with that stranger. Yeah, okay, I forgive you going on. Because for one, I gotta forgive you because God said to forgive you. Right? I gotta forgive you for me, not forgive you for you. I'm forgiving you for myself so that I can be forgiven, right?
But when you go to the
Because
family circle, the family functions, are you still good with them?
oh yeah, I'm gonna be good with you. We gonna talk, whatever. Like we probably don't have that connection or whatever like we had before, but honestly, I still love you, and I pray that the connection will come back. You know what I'm saying? Because yet again, we are family. Like I don't like family drama. I don't like drama, period. But I really don't like family drama.
But anything you ever know is every cut is not to hurt.
No.
There are some, they tell surgeons cut you and he trying to heal you.
Right.
So every
This
time
sure
somebody say something, I know, but I think that's
But-
where we got so sensitive skin
Yeah.
that we can't take the truth.
Yeah.
And I believe if you tell me the truth, I may get bruised.
Just bruise. Go bruise.
That's all you
somebody.
gonna get is
I may
bruise.
get bruised.
Mm.
But I think at the end of the day, I'm grateful to somebody that loved me enough to tell me.
Mhm.
And we need to be that way. We need to get to a point to restore the family, restore it back to
Yeah.
where it needs to be.
Yes.
We was joined together for a reason, and
Yeah.
and that reason he knows.
Right.
Keep it
Yes.
intact. Keep love about. And if you stronger and you know you stronger than the next one, bear the infirmity of the weak.
That's
You
Yeah.
can let me come to you because I can see I'm stronger than you,
Yeah.
Right.
and I can and put it on me. I can handle
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
Put it on me. And that's and everybody ain't there. Everybody can't handle it. Everybody can't do it.
handle it.
But
Um,
but sometimes there are somebody they can. I'm built for it.
I'm
That's
built
true.
for it.
I'm built for it.
Tia says it's so important to keep peace amongst family. And Monique said that whenever you have to tell the truth, whenever you have to speak, it's always good to tell the truth all the time. So yeah,
And to add to what she said is, you need to tell the truth, but the main thing you need to do is have it in the right spirit.
in the right.
That's
See,
true.
some people
That's
tell you the
true
truth.
right
saying,
there.
your
Some people
motive.
tell you the truth,
Yep.
and then you looking upside the head because they ain't giving it to you. You
The
know
right way.
how you giving it to me,
Right.
Right.
Because that's if you can, you say like you can tell her, baby, don't do that.
Yeah.
That ain't nice.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now you ain't got no business. You
Right.
know it's
Yeah.
a way
Way to
that,
say
that,
it,
you,
yeah.
to
that you
approach some
approach somebody.
situation.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So when you can tell the truth and you can do it in the right spirit, it
Do it
ought
in
to be
love.
received in
Mhm.
that
Yep.
type of spirit.
Yeah.
And I just think that if forgiveness is because that bring, and we ain't gonna go into that because I don't want to go over time because I always make my last but I always want to make my last thing, but because we could go into because somebody tell me I love you, but I don't like you. Now I never did understand that statement.
You don't love me
Well,
then.
you can't-
But if they say I
Oh,
don't like
people
your
say that all-
ways, I don't like your ways, I don't
Then-
like the way you said that. What is it that you don't
And
like?
that and,
And what part of me that you love? You just love my hairstyle or what?
and that's when they say that it ought to be followed up.
Yeah.
Right. With
Because
something.
for you say I love you but I don't like you. I mean, what you don't like? What, my breath? You don't like what? I mean, you tell me what you don't like, or tell me what you like, and tell me what you love.
don't like. and what
Because
you
to
love.
me, love is an action word, and I want to
It's
see
an
some
action
action.
word.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
just saying you like me, I don't know.
Then it's
Yeah.
an action word that I think people use too loosely. You just
Love.
throwing, I
I
love
love
you.
you.
I love you.
But
Do you
some-
really love me? Like, or are you just saying, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Don't just tell me something.
Some people do have a heart for genuine love, and they
True.
just love everybody, even when you wrong them. Because I'm doing that. Even when you wrong them and mistreat them, they still love you because they can't hurt you. They don't want to hurt you. If you hurt, they're gonna hurt too. No matter what it is, they're gonna hurt as well. But it's that when I say I love you, but I don't like you, how can you mix the two?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta like me first before you love me, don't you? Or you gotta feel something.
So what about first of all, hey Ina. Ina said, hey. You know
Hey,
Ina
Ina.
Mayfield. She said, hey Laverne.
Oh my God!
Hey Ina.
And
So
it's-
hey everybody. Thank you all for watching. We really do appreciate it. But what about when
Ina.
people say, okay, like you said, people say, well, I love you with the love of God, but you don't
God
like
love
me.
everybody.
Like you say, God say love everybody. So if you supposed to love people, you tell them you love them, and you don't like them.
Sandra said, "Love is the most abused word in the
Oh,
dictionary."
Come on, Sandra. That was a good one. That was good. Y'all can call in now.
Tia said, "Believe some of what you hear and everything of what you see." action
that's
behind
true.
those words.
That's true.
How do you love me? How do
It's
you love
easier.
me?
I had never before I started doing this. I didn't never know that an hour could go so fast. I'm telling you, when I be coming here talking and I be saying to myself, I know it don't go that fast.
Right,
That's
right,
true.
right.
But it goes really, really fast. I am so, I love this, and
I love it too.
and
I
I
Yeah.
think
and
this
all
is
of this
good.
and I think that we ought to, when we forgive, it ought to be a legit, because how do
Yes.
I was at a conference and they said, if you don't forget it, then you haven't forgiven.
Mm, I've heard of that.
Yeah, but I think
But-
you can keep it in your mind
Yes,
and, not, and still forgive.
yes, I
Not
don't
in
agree
your,
with
just
that.
on your mind, but
Yeah.
you can still have it hidden somewhere
Yeah,
in your thoughts so it don't happen again.
Right.
And it doesn't happen again, and you recognize it
Mhm.
for itself. But that don't
And you
mean you
still
gotta
forgive.
harbor on that pain
That's
and
true.
I
all
don't-
the action.
That's
I
true.
don't care what nobody say. It depends on the depth of the hurt,
Right.
because now
That's true.
I tells all the time, my father burnt me, and he didn't burn me intentionally, but I got a scar to prove that he burnt me.
Okay.
And every time I see that scar, oh, daddy burnt me down there. He burnt me right there. And it's a constant reminder that he burnt me.
But you forgave
But
him.
you still
But he
forgave
didn't
him.
even try to burn me.
But
And
did
it
you
wasn't-
forgive him?
Oh, it wasn't even trying. So it
Okay.
didn't even bother me.
Okay.
He patched it up and we moved on. I didn't think nothing of it.
Mhm.
But every time I see it,
Yeah.
You remember it.
I remember.
Yeah.
So I don't see how, depending on how deep the cut is, it ain't easily I don't see how you forget it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
I don't
forgiving
think
it,
you could
you
forget
ain't
it.
holding it against them. You ain't stopping from talking.
Right.
You ain't letting that be that roadblock,
Yeah.
that stumbling block
Right. You ain't
that
bitter.
keeps you. You ain't bitter.
Right.
You ain't trying to plant no stumbling blocks in their
Right.
way or stuff like that. No,
Trying to get revenge.
no, you ain't
Right.
trying
You
to
ain't
do none
doing all
of
of
that.
that. Right.
I just love them. Everybody
But
just
the same-
chiming in. It's going up and down.
But
But
the
I just appreciate y'all so much. My sister saying and my niece Monique, they on there giving. That's not true. If you forget, you forget. That's the lesson.
Hey, and that's why I say every one of us has our own spin, and I promise you, it's just like a salesman. Some people have a good salesman, and they can sell you, and then make you
Mhm.
challenge you to think, and that's the only thing that we ought to do here:
Yeah.
challenge you to think.
Yeah.
Because I don't know anybody else. I know for a lot of stuff, I never even thinking no more. You step
Right.
on my toe, I forgot you even stepped on my
Right.
toe. But
Mhm.
baby, if my sister went with my boyfriend, I don't know if I
I
could.
ain't
forget
gonna
Oh
forget
well,
that
that's
one.
a whole nother
Right. I
different
ain't gonna forget
forgiveness.
that one.
Yeah,
but that's a whole
that's
level.
a
Yeah.
wait a minute now. You can forgive, you just don't bring another man around her. That's all that is. We ain't coming, y'all. You come to family
Don't
dinner?
bring her
No,
around the other man.
No.
That's the thing.
No, I'm saying it depends. It depends
depends.
on
On
it depends
situation.
on some depths.
That's
Yeah.
So
true.
you just have to differentiate what works for you.
That's
Right.
true.
Because
everybody is different.
Because
Yeah.
Everybody's different.
everybody
Everybody
can
different.
everybody tolerance level is different.
Right.
What everybody can, because I can probably walk in something you are sinking in. So
Yeah.
everybody in what they can handle, what they can manage. That's why at the end of the day, you got to know you.
You
That's
got
It's
right.
to.
just like the
That's
painting
right.
on the. It's
Got
just like
to
I
know
told
you.
you about the frame and the
Mhm.
picture.
Mhm.
Paint your picture.
That's
Paint
right.
your own
You
picture.
can't paint mine.
That's
Okay.
right. Paint
You
your own
have to
picture.
paint your own picture at the end of the day.
Mhm.
All we sit here to do is try to challenge you to know that you got a picture worth painting.
Come on
That's
now.
true.
You got a picture worth painting. And I'm gonna go right into mine
Listen.
so they can say what they want to say.
Go ahead.
Because I'm already there and I just want to finish.
Go ahead. Do
Because
what you do.
when I was thinking about this thing, because all this about family and everything you just about here that we talk about, I promise you, it's gonna be somewhere in the family. When
Oh,
I
yeah.
talk about the birds, I'm talking about the head of the house,
Yes,
and I'm
sir.
talking about the man of God. I'm talking about whoever's a leader and they standing in a strong position
Yeah.
and they're leading, and we're following them because now with them leading, we don't have to work that hard.
Yes.
But I want to. Yeah, there you go.
we want them to see who doing
No,
the
but the
talking.
one thing
Come on now.
but this I say this and I say this often.
Mhm.
There was a story, and the story it goes with the school over there on Jackson. Much as I know, it's the school over there on Jackson, and
Calhoun,
no,
Jackson and what?
Young.
Whitney Young.
Okay.
Whitney Young, he got a story, and it's a really good story because Whitney Young, he died from drowning.
Mhm.
And when he drowned, he was in Nigeria, but President Nixon got his body, took it back over to Kentucky so that he can be buried. That's just how much he cared for
This
it.
history, y'all.
And when
Right.
when he did that, he said that the story of Whitney Young said that I don't never ever want to be the smartest. I don't never ever want to be the most intelligent, but I would like to be a voice when a voice need to be heard.
Come on.
And
right.
that's something way I feel.
Yes.
No, I know I ain't the biggest. I ain't the sharpest knife in the box. I know I ain't got it all like that, and it don't bother me. But at the end of the day, I would like to be a voice when a voice is needed.
That's true.
Come
Because that's what's our problem. We got platforms and wrong people are talking.
Come on.
We need a platform where people are keeping it real. And when they talk, somebody's going to listen.
Yes.
And Whitney Young said, I want to be that voice.
Yes.
Why do you think that people's drown? Everybody that drowned could swim. Oh, everybody that drowned, it wasn't the fact that they couldn't swim. It's after you get underwater, you lose it and you get confused of how to go and where to go and which way to go. So you get confused. Trust me, I feel like about family. I believe somewhere along the way, we done got confused.
We done got
Oh, yeah, that we came here on some peoples who back we was on. We stood on them.
Come on.
None of them ever gave up. None of them ever threw in the towel. None of them committed suicide. None of them got depressed.
Yeah.
But when they was in there, they carried us all the way here. And they built this country on their backs. And you tell me now, we ready to give up? We ready to throw in the towel? We ready to leave that crack in the door? No. I got too many people that I came here on. I stood on their shoulder. We got some generations. And that's why our churches is the way we is and they don't go. I just want to look at mine on TV. He said there's a sacrifice in going to church. He said because when you go there, he said his presence resides there.
Yeah.
So I want to get there so I can be in his presence.
Come on now.
The second thing
Take
that
us
is,
there.
when you get there, you got to, he said, not only that, you got a nation. We got a home. We got a block. We got a city. All of us. We are that city. We are that nation. We are that block.
My God.
We didn't have nothing down in Mississippi. But when one family ate, every family ate.
Yes.
There was
Yes.
Mr. Ed over across the hill. You couldn't even see him. But Mama said, take him a little bit of meat
Yes.
and take him a little
Yeah.
bit of can. Didn't even know him. Didn't even see him. But she had us to take him some food. Now, we don't know the man that lived next door. We don't know who we talking to on a daily basis because we done lost our way. We done got confused. We done got a little house. We done got a little money. We done got some little stuff.
Come on
And now all
now.
of a sudden, we confused to what's really, really matter.
Yes.
Really, really matter is family. And I believe that when we get back to family,
Family.
we can be heard and a nation can be restored.
My God.
We got to get back to it. And if we don't get back to it, we're going to see more kids incarcerated.
Yes.
We're going to see more people want to commit suicide. We confused. And now we drowning. Don't know which way to go.
That is so.
That was good.
Come on, y'all. I
That
know
was good.
that
You
was
just said it
before I
all.
know it.
I just said from piggybacking off of what you just said, in order to get our families back, we got to get our communities back. We got to start building. We got to come out of the four walls of our homes.
That's true.
We got to come out and meet people. We got to come out and do something. We got to be the voice for the families. We got to step up and step out. And a lot of times we just so afraid of our block. Take the block back. I remember when everybody used to sit on the porch on the block. Take the block back. Let the kids come out and play. Let the older people sit on their porch and drink the lemonade and the iced teas. Take our blocks back. And we don't take them back by we can take them back by force, but I'm talking about force for prayer.
Yes.
We take them back by coming out and participating. We take them back by being a voice. We take them back with positive attitude, showing them that love is in the community. Help is in the community.
Yes.
Caring is in the community. Families, real families are in the community. Take them back.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Family matters. That's what I say.
Yes.
We got to show that love. Don't be afraid to love on people.
Yeah, I said I
We
wasn't
gotta
going to talk.
love.
But hey,
That's all right.
We thank you for
I'm going to let
coming.
y'all talk next time.
We thank y'all for joining
Thank
in.
you all for
We
joining
really
us.
appreciate your support.
Yes.
Come back next week.
Come
We're
back.
going to do it again.
We're going to do it again.
We love to see you here.
Same time, same place. Love y'all.
Love you all. Good night.
When shepherds worship and victory.